out there in YouTube land, Rival here. Thanks for stopping by. As you can see, we got a few things on the turntable to talk about this week. These three are actually the most recent sprint runs from ZT. This one actually came out, I want to say, a couple months back, and these two just came out within the last few weeks. As of the posting of this guy is still available on Blade HQ, but I believe these ones are sold out. They may be available at a few other places here and there. This one's pretty hard to find all of a sudden. But what we've got here are the 452 Ti and Ti Blue, and then the 450 G10. Now these are pretty much standard specifications, same size, overall length, things like that, with just a small difference in weight on this. This is almost identical to the production itself in every way, because the standard production has a carbon fiber scale. This one has a G10 scale, really not saving or adding any weight when you swap one out for the other. It is more of a preference thing. When it comes to the 450 G10, the biggest selling point on this is some people had asked for just a standard stonewashed lockside. The standard version of this comes in carbon fiber with a blacked out blade, so it's nice to have this with the stonewash, and then the the black G10. If you get the full titanium, with titanium on this side, you get stonewash, but if you get carbon fiber on this side, you get all blackout, and then blackout over here too. So I think this is a little bit more traditional for a lot of folks that want something nice to carry, not too murdery in the pocket. This is pretty much overall the perfect size knife. This is one of my favorite and go-to EDCs. Personally, I like the ZDP 189 Sprint Run that came out. That's the one that I carry. It's got the carbon fiber scale ZDP 189 blade. But again, this G10 blade, it still has that fantastic 450 action. This knife is probably one of the most snappy knives that ZT has put out in the recent past. And then I keep wanting to say 450. The G10 on this side is nice and grippy, great stuff. It's got a stainless steel washer inset in it, so the ball bearings can roll on it and still have that rigidity and smoothness. So all in all, a great knife. This one in the Sprint Run is just the standard S35 VN steel, as are these guys. I would have liked to have seen an upgraded steel for these Sprint Runs, but the price point is right. I mean, they're pretty much the exact same price as their production brothers. These two, in fact, are $7 cheaper than the carbon fiber, the standard 452, which comes in a carbon fiber show side. So set that one aside and talk to these. Of course, all three of these guys are just descendants of the 454. My opinion, probably one of the best production knives ever made. Right up there with the 777. Some folks will say the 777 is the best. Personally, I like this one because I got it and I get to carry it in my pocket. I don't have a 777, so that might sway my answer, but this is a fantastic knife, and the 452s have been fantastic production versions of that knife. So again, with the tie scale. Now, the 452 carbon fiber is 4.5 ounces. This is 5 ounces. So you're not really adding much weight to put that full titanium scale on there. And if you can see it, I don't know if I can catch the light right, but there you go. You can kind of see. If you look inside, you can see it is milled out. So there are pockets milled out in that scale to make sure that the weight isn't going too far overboard. So it's right at that mark. What did I say, 5 ounces? Let me check again. Yeah. So it's right there. It's got that big ass 4-inch blade. It is the S35 VN steel. It's the same stonewash flats with the satin grinds. So again, really the only difference between this and the standard 450 is that this has got that full titanium show side scale. And you can see here it's got stepped milling on the chamfers, whereas the traditional version is just a smooth chamfer. So that's kind of an interesting machining detail. Got the fold over clip. This one all stonewash, all silver hardware. When you switch over to the blue, you've got the blackened hardware. And on the back side, blackened hardware, blackened clip. Looks like DLC coated, I should say. Both of them just have the standard black standoffs. I would imagine those are, whoops, sorry guys. I would imagine those are aluminum standoffs. Well, the blue is really nice. It's a really nice, even application of the blue. ZT got some anodizing setups within the last year, 2 years, somewhere around there. And when they do choose to anodize stuff, it just comes out looking great. You can see a little bit of fingerprinting and smudging there, but they picked one of the best colors of blue. I'm going to guess right around the 28 to 30 mark as far as volts. But yeah, it's got pretty good fingerprint resistance, and a little wipe down of with Windex gets it right back to that full color. But that blue, man, that is a good contrast with that satin blade. Again, both of them are the S35 VN steel. I'd love to have seen them in like an M390 or an upgraded steel if we're going to do a sprint run. But you're getting a full titanium show side scale. It's a few dollars cheaper than the actual production, so you're not really compromising anything. It's just giving you another option. I don't know how many of each of these were made. It is a sprint run, so there is a limited number of the titanium and the blue titanium versions, as well as the G10 versions of this. They don't release production numbers, so we'll never know exactly how many there are, but definitely a worthy addition to the Sinkevich family for ZT. And if you're an enthusiast or a collector of ZTs like I am, definitely a great addition to the collection. So if you've got the opportunity, you've got the funds available to pick one of these guys up, definitely highly recommended. I really like the way that stepped milling is on the scales. You can kind of see there. It still retains all the fantastic ergonomics of the 452 series. Just great in hand, great flipping action. You know, it's just with the Stonewash or the blue, it's probably like 25% less murdery, as Nick Shabazz would say. That's all I've got time for this week. Thanks for stopping by. Got a few more videos on the horizon. I finally got some things coming in and out of the shop. So we'll have some pimp job videos and another review coming up shortly. Thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe. Peace.